What's up? So, I just want to introduce this video as a recap of my trip to Syracuse, New York, and everything that I had to do, you know, on the trip and um, after the trip. So, my daughter was graduating um, August 3rd, and I didn't want to go. I really didn't. Because I didn't want to go home. I wanted to see my daughter graduate, but I just didn't want to go to Syracuse, New York. But then my son called on July 30th and said, he had got beat up and he needed some assistance. And he sent me a message through somebody. So that's code word, bro. Get here, Mom. I need you. So we got the rental car on the 1st, and we left on the 1st. Me, my son, and my 2 granddaughters. Since I was going anyway that way, I decided to stop at the boutique for big girls because I really, really admire that lady for all that she does for big women. So I stopped there, and then we ate something, and we shopped a little in there, and we got to see North Lake Mall, which was beautiful. And then we continued on our way back, to Syracuse. It's about 1,000 miles from my house in Georgia. It was a smooth ride. The car rode really, really nice. It was really, really, it had a lot of room for everybody to stretch out and everything. So I drove, and I like to drive, and I have anxiety, so it's best for me to drive because I trust me. I don't trust many people. I really don't. And not to say anything about my son, but he can drive his ass off. It's just that he played too much with me. It's just my personal opinion. So I drove, and I had already figured out that this is my last time driving that far straight because of I'm getting older, and it's time to hand the reins over to the younger people. And not saying that I'm gonna stop driving. It's just that I'm not gonna drive straight through no more. I'm definitely not driving at night because that's when it gets difficult for me now. Especially when I'm tired. It's very difficult for me to see the street starts playing games on you and your eyes, and I definitely recognized the difference from 10 years ago from now about my vision. So I said, it's my last time. I'm going to do it and get it over with. We going to drive. So when we got there, we stayed at my daughter's house. My daughter was the one that was graduating from nursing school, LPN. And we arrived in record time. Yeah, we left Georgia 3 p.m. on the 1st, and we arrived in Syracuse, New York at 10 p.m. on the 2nd. 10 a.m. on the 2nd, so record time. That's with the stops and everything. And we didn't see many police. We used Wave, or is it Waze? But we used that to track where the police was at and everything that was going on, and they rerouted us to avoid stuff and all that. So we got there. First thing I did is I went and see my brother Tony, and short, dropped him off at work, and I went to sleep. My daughter, the grandkids, my son, they all left me there, and I went to sleep. Because I had drove straight through, and that's what it was. So when I woke up, I got dressed. We went to Walmart and went to go see some friends. I went to see my friend Eric on the west side. He told me to stop explaining myself so much. And at first I took it kind of like, what, nigga? What did you talking about? But that's just who he is. So I had to take that constructive criticism and do with it what I pleased. But I didn't go see him again because, like I said, I took it the wrong way, and then I felt some way about it. And then I went and see my friend Nika and her girlfriend Maria, and I got a picture of them. And I didn't see them no more because they work a lot. And then I laid it down. Then we woke up and we went to the graduation. The morning of, my daughter waited to get her eyebrows and lashes and nails and feet done. So that was most of her day. I stayed home at her house with the kids, and I had to press her nursing uniform, make sure everything was laid out for her because she was cutting it kind of short. She had to be there at 4. We had to be there at 5. So I did my granddaughter's hair, make sure they got in the bathtub, got them dressed. But we had a little snafu with both of the girls' outfits. Neither one of them fit. So we called my other daughter, Nunu, and she brought 2 outfits for the kids. So she saved the day. So then we all to the graduation. Now in the car, again, I asked my son, could I drive? Because he played too much for me. And he didn't like that. And it started an argument. But it's petty on the both parts of us because I don't want him to drive. He wants to drive. He's the man. I'm the mother. Didn't go nowhere at that time. So we got to the graduation right on time, you know. And previously to that, side note, I had called her father, Craig Reeves, to plan a little get together for just to get some food together because he can cook really good. And since I was coming from out of town, it'd be good to do it at his house and get all the family together and just have a little session. You know how we do. And that was in April, and he cussed me out. He told me, you didn't want to do a motherfucking thing with me. He didn't want to fucking hear what I had to fucking say. He don't have fucking time right now. You know, he was just rude. And so I said, well, fuck this nigga, man. You know, I really felt like, why can't we celebrate our daughter together? You know, he has a wife, and I'm doing me. It's not like we together, just that we come together for our daughter. But that didn't work, so I just left it alone. I told my daughter what happened, and she was like, thanks for trying. But so when I see him at the graduation, he looks a little frail, like he's very sick, and he's carrying around a bigger towel than usual. And I know he has some type of issue with his male organs that he has not gotten fixed, but he just looked it extra frail, like he's lost a lot of weight, and now the towel is bigger than him. So he told me about the party he was giving because his birthday is on August 5th. And jokingly, I said, well, I'm coming. I'm going to give you a lap dance. You know, jokingly. Because once upon a time, I did give him a lap dance. That's once upon a time, years ago. And so, instead of him saying no, or did he say no? He might have did say no. Because I like to tell the truth. But anyway, I can't remember if he said no or whatever he said after that. Because I was laughing and joking with him. But after that, he called my daughter and told my daughter that she needs to control me and I am an embarrassment and, I'm not welcome at his house and some other things. And so that kind of got to me because if the other shoe was on the other foot, he would have been welcome at my house, no, regardless what. If he came in from out of town, he could have stayed with my house. with my man in the house, because he's coming from out of town to celebrate our daughter. I would have never treated him like that no matter what, you know. Um, but he's not me and I'm not him, so the way he treated me, that's fine. But it did hurt my feelings because I'm not that person. I'm not a dirty dog, down, low down person. He never took care of my daughter. He actually denied her for a while because Craig had a big girl fetish. His baby mothers was big. I mean, Carolyn was big, I was big, and Cheyenne, the mother, was big. And Carolyn and Cheyenne, the mother, are both dead now. And it's just me from the older kids' crew that's alive still. And then he has the younger kid's mother that's in Florida somewhere. He has the kids up here in the projects. And then his mother is sick, which I meant to go see her, but I didn't. And I wish I would have, but I didn't stay long enough, and I had so much on my plate. So, we went to Texas Roadhouse. I put that video up, and we celebrated her there. It's just us, people that was willing to be around me. And that was another thing Tex said, don't nobody want to be my friend. Don't nobody like me. So it was just a lot of negative there. So when my daughter told me about it, she told me she didn't want me to go over her father's house. And so I didn't go. And she brought me a plate from his house, but I couldn't eat it because I felt some type of way. So I left that food in the refrigerator. I never touched it. I never unwrapped it or anything. I told her to bring me some food, and she brought me food from her father's house. So I felt some type of way, so I never ate it. I ain't into that. So the next day I got up and I went to breakfast with my friend Deb, and then I got my nose ring, and then I went around Syracuse just visiting people. Yolanda, my cousin Lee had died, so I went over his mother's house, who's 82 years old, and Nancy and Jeff was there, and then I went over, I went up to the Bricks at Pioneer Homes. I went a couple places to see what was going on with them and who was outside or whatever. And I was by myself. I had the whole day to myself, which was nice. One granddaughter was her other grandmother, and then my other granddaughter was getting her hair braided because both of them got their hair braided up there. And then I came back and laid it on down. The day we left, I went to the laundromat because I don't believe in bringing back nasty clothes. And we got on the road. On the way coming back, we planned to stay in Philadelphia for a little bit. We ended up staying in Philadelphia overnight, getting a hotel room. Philadelphia was really, really nice. I love Philadelphia. I wouldn't stay there, but I would visit again and again and again because it was just, in a little bit of time, it was so much to watch and look at and ponder. It was just phenomenal. I love Philadelphia. Again, I wouldn't stay there though because it's like people were on top of each other. So that ain't me. I don't like to be that close with nobody. So I wouldn't stay inside the city. No, I would stay on the outskirts. But Philadelphia was really nice, and the street we went on 34th Ave, busy. People was outside enjoying it, so it was just nice. And so after we got out of the hotel, we went to go get breakfast, and my daughter Nunu met us in Philadelphia, and we got breakfast, and then we gassed up and we was leaving. That same morning, my daughter's boyfriend died in the hospital. Allie moved and rest up to him, soldier down. We got direct, bring pictures with names as high as we can to make sure he knows we know where you at, bro. We good down here, but we know where you at. You alright? We alright, yeah. I'm not gonna be able to go to his funeral because I just came back, so I won't. Oh, and I seen Dorothy Works in Syracuse, and Eileen was at the graduation with her daughter-in-law, my sister. I seen Cut Works. I made my point to go see him because he's a little bit under the weather. Like, I went and seen people, that respectively, they had no problems with me. And I didn't want to go see nobody. I had to think about if they had a problem with me. No, I ain't spending my time for that. So on the way back from to Philadelphia to Georgia was the longest trip ever. I don't know, the 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 way we came back was just long. We had to get on the highway, off the highway, on the highway, just to get to the right way to come to Georgia. So it just took us so long. It got so long where I had to pull over and go to sleep because, like I said, my anxiety. I wouldn't let my son drive because he played too much. And I went to sleep, and then we had to get back on the road and do it again. And we ran into a car crash where the police was stopping traffic on both sides. We ran into work on the street where slowed the traffic down to a crawl for like 2.5 hours. We was crawling. We was crawling on the highway. Then we'll speed up. Then we'll crawl again. So it was a lot of that. We went to Wawa's. I seen Wawa's, and they don't have Wawa's in Georgia, and they don't have Wawa's in New York State. So that was my first time going to Wawa. First thing they did when I went into Wawa's offered me pizza, a slice of pizza. I was like, oh, that's dope. So I got to experience Wawa. I got a picture of that, and I did a video there about my son. I was supposed to go see my son Friday, and then I was supposed to go see him Saturday, but because the jail hid my son, I had to put the video out on the internet because they had hid him. And come to find out, they didn't want me to see him all beat up because there was a riot at the jail on July 30th, and that's when my son got hit by the police, handcuffed. They beat his ass. And I think it's some get back shit, but I don't know for sure. But I never got to see them because he denied my visit. Made me so upset because I needed to see my son because I was up in that area and I would never come that far and not see my child. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. I was going to see mine. And then, in the complex my daughter lives in, my ex-husband lives in that complex too. I didn't see him on purpose. And I didn't ask about it. Nothing. I just kept it moving. So there was no problems with that. I did see him, but he didn't know I seen him, so that was cool. I liked that, just keep the peace. And I did have my son call him to ask him how to get in touch with prisoner legal services, and he said he didn't know, but my ex-husband is a criminal, and I knew he knew, but nobody don't want to help you. You can't make a person help you, and I have to understand that. So I had to keep it moving with that, so I made the video on the internet because I didn't know what else to do. But when we got home, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. We almost ran out of gas. We almost ran out of gas an hour away from our house in Georgia. So we had to search for it. And we seen this woman dancing on the corner. And she had on this pink and white striped outfit. And she was dancing like she was on some type of hallucinogenic drug. It was funny. She had like a tally with this long string of material on a rope. And she just was twirling that thing. And she was dancing. And I thought I was tripping because I still was tired. Even though I got a nap, I still was tired. So I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, do you see that or I'm bugging to my son? And my son was like, nah, I see it too. So I rolled down the window. I was like, do your thing, girl, because she was getting that money right for rent, drugs. I don't know what the fuck she was getting that money right for, but she was getting that money right. But it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, so, ain't nothing but nasty out at 3 o'clock. Ain't nothing but open but legs at 3 a.m. But, and me and my son got into another argument in Philadelphia because I was driving and he didn't want to do the direction. He just wanted to sit there. And I told him, yo, I'm doing 85, 90. I can't pay attention to no screen. I can't pay attention to no, because I zones out when I drive. I'm that type of driver. Tell me where to go, I'm going to go. And I just zones out. I just clear my mind while I'm driving. It's so relaxing. I take in the environment. I'm putting all that in storage. But when I have my bad day, I got something to remember. Something to go to and just space out. So I try to explain that to him. He didn't understand it. But then we got to Philadelphia, and my daughter explained it to him, and he got to understand it. But young people, they think they know so much, and I'm that type of person where no one bullies Nika. It's a bad, bad, bad thing for me to feel like you bullying me. To any type of control you think you're gonna have over me, it's not good, because it's the way you treat people. And if I don't feel you're treating me correctly because of my past traumas, we're not gonna have a good time. I'm just gonna be an ignorant ass nickel. And so that's what happened. I know me. I can tell you what I do, how I am, and so yeah, it all goes back to my childhood traumas and all the traumas that went along with that. It's how the person I am today, with how I move, how I stay in my lane, how I speak to people. Like down here in Georgia, I don't fuck with nobody. If you ain't fucking with me, I ain't fucking with you. I'm fine with that. I moved to get away from drama. So I'm not going to step into somebody else's shit. I'm going to step into my own lane, and I'm going to stay there. And that's just me. I'm kind of an introvert in a way. But then I'm outside, I'm good. I'm outrovert. It's just depending on what the situation, what type of day it is, if I'm feeling you or not. So we got home. First thing my son did was check the house, make sure everything was good. Everything was good. And the next, in the morning, it was 4 o'clock when we got home. I had to return the rental car at 12, so I stayed up till 8 a.m. because I knew if I went to sleep, I wasn't going to get that rental car back. I woke them grandkids up. I woke my son up, but he never got to bed, so I just left his ass. And I went and vacuumed out the car. I got the car nice and smelling fresh and clean. And then I went and got groceries from Sam's Club. And then I brought the groceries back home. And then I returned the rental car, and the rental car people gave me a ride home because my son wouldn't wake up, And that's understanding because he didn't get that much rest, traveling because it was so long. And then when I was asleep on the side of the road, he was up with the girls. So, you know, we work as a team some of the time. And then that was the 8th or the 9th. The girls went to school. It'll be their first day of school on the 9th. And my granddaughter Nazara went to school, high school. She's in high school. I got a high school granddaughter. And then my other granddaughter's in middle school. I got a middle school granddaughter. And my grandson's in middle school too. So, my middle schooler is homeschooled right now until she goes back to school. Then the people came on a knife in the morning to fix things in my home. But we're moving. They gave us a 30-day notice after we won in court. So the only thing the cowards that they could do, because we had the money, we had the complaint, because I complained about the way the apartment was, and we had the right to hold our rent money, and so we won in court, and then we paid them, and so they came and fixed it. But they way to get back is to give us 30-day notice, and they don't have to give us a reason to give us a 30-day notice. So we're moving, and that's the update. I have my MRI tomorrow at 5:30 in the evening, and hopefully I can get my MRI because I have to go to my pain doctor on the 17th. Now, me, a heavyset woman, riding, I had to have pillows I had this tins machine on my back while I was driving. I just plugged it in, and I have this plug-in thing that goes into um, the thing for your phone, how you charge your phone. I have that. I had the tins machine, the pillow, and then I had to stop frequently just to stretch my, you know, my legs and my back. I had to take my pain meds. You know, I had to do a lot to get up there and get back. And that's why it took so long on the way back, because I was done. My back, my leg, everything was in pain. My legs were swelling up. The trip was very refreshing. I needed to go back, but it took a toll on my body because I did as much as I could do, and I overexerted doing that. And so I won't be, like I said, I retire from driving. I retire. It's my last drive. I can't do it no more. And it saddens me that, you know, that's the last time I'll be able to drive, but I'm going to get it in some kind of way. I love the drive. I love just the peacefulness, the way it just clears my mind of all that negativity, all that stored stuff that I haven't been able to tell nobody, or that I won't ever tell nobody. All that can just drift out, and I can forget about it, you know, or put it in the back storage space and let it stay there and never think about it again. That's me. I compartmentalize things while I'm driving, and it's wonderful. Um, Sweating, because I'm sitting in this car. But yeah, that was my trip. So um, and then I paid for um to be mentored by Peach McIntyre now, because I always like to stay in something. I always like to stay learning. I'm a wonderful. I love to learn. You know, I love to learn. So I'm trying to learn some things and see how this goes. At this time, I don't have anything to say about it because I only did one class and I had some technical difficulties. So it wasn't nothing to do with, per se, her. It's some, I don't know why my computer, only when I'm in her Zooms, does not work. I don't know. I don't have the hand to raise up, and I can't unmute my machine. Any other Zoom, I'm gravy. And I said that. Honestly, I don't know why it only stops working when I'm on her Zoom. So I don't know if it's something on her side or what, but I was in the Zoom meeting just the other day and it was working fine. I don't know. There's nothing I could do. I uninstalled it and then installed it again the last night before this morning just to make sure, and it still did it. So I know it's not, you know, I don't know what it is. I just can't say. But what I realized I'm gonna have to do is I'm just gonna have to stay in the chat and answer questions from the chat, and hopefully she answers my questions. If she don't, this is non-refundable. She's not gonna give me my money back just because of nothing. She's just that's what stayed up front. So if not, I'll just listen 5 a.m. in the morning, just listen to what everybody else is saying and get as much gems I can get from there, because when I asked her to help me see what's wrong with my machine, I didn't get a response from Peaches. So I'm just gonna get up in the morning and get my money worth as much as I can, because I already paid and it's non-refundable. It sucks, but you gotta take them lemons and make lemonade. That's my thing. Take them lemons and make lemonade. I'm not mad or anything about it. It's just, I don't know. So that's what I'll be doing, 5 a.m. in the morning. Then I get my granddaughter up at 5:30. So I'm already up anyway. So I might as well be learning in the morning or editing or whatever I want to do. I'm be doing that in the morning anyway. So it's a rush right now to get myself together and to get moved. It's not a priority It's a necessity to get out of this apartment, even though they're now fixing it. They're only fixing it because we're leaving, and they wouldn't fix it the whole time we were here. And I've been here since March of 2022. These people took over in November of 2022, and it's been hell with me since. They just did not like me because I ain't bow down. I hold them accountable. Come fix this shit. I'm paying my rent. Come fix this shit. And then they wanted me to pay my rent over the phone. And I didn't want to do that because I didn't trust them. Trust is a big thing with me. You know, show me that you're trustable before you just get my trust. It don't just come. So I just made 30 minutes on this video. I don't want to make it too long. But I did want to recap everything that I did. You know, I left out a few things just because it ain't for me to tell. It ain't for me to tell, boo-boo. But I did a few more things that I'm not able to speak upon on the video, and that's okay. I had a great time, other than Tex ignorant ass being just nasty and disgusting. I think he's unhappy because of the genital area problem he hasn't dealt with. But it had nothing to do with me. He didn't have to talk to me like that. And men today, you know, some of them is pussies. Straight up bitches. And them are the one you gotta stay away from. And you can't make nobody respect you. You can't make nobody like you. No matter what, how you feel towards them, that don't mean they feel that way towards you. So never ever force it. I learned that the hard way. Never ever force no friendship. Nobody to like you because they ain't gonna do nothing but use you up and throw you away like they wanted to do in the beginning. So that's why I'm talking about it. Let it go. That's it. I doubt anytime in the future I will be seeing him anyway. So unfortunately, that probably will be the last time I seen him. And my daughter was glad that we did get a picture together, me, him, her, and her daughter. So she'll have something to, you know, have. But I doubt I will ever see Craig Reeves again. We call him Tex because of how nasty and disgusting and how vile he was, you know. Just because when a person leaves you to die and you don't die, it makes them upset. And I know I didn't die. I multiplied. I had kids, and they had kids. So I'm still in this world regardless. And I just want to say that, you know, I love my kids, all four of them, regardless of what they do or what they ain't do, who they is or who they ain't. And I'm going to support them as much as I can. I'm going to do as much as I can for them while I can breathe. No one, not one person comes before my kids. When I was married, I had a relationship with my husband, but he betrayed me. He was disloyal. He was nasty. He was a monster. And that proved to me that don't nobody come above them. It's me, them, everybody else. I come first. So I'm going to end this video, but I just wanted to let you know that, yo, life is so good down here in Georgia for me. Because I don't, oh, and I wanted to say before I leave, there's some moth in here. Seeing Syracuse brought back good and bad memories, mostly bad, but there was some good ones in there. But when I came upon a bad memory from a place I seen, this time I didn't get sad, I didn't cry, I didn't get low. You know, I didn't try to ball up in a shell to protect myself. This time I shrugged it off. I realized that that's my past. What did get me upset, which did bring tears to my eyes, was the treatment from Craig, the treatment from other people, just because they have not let go of the past. And, you know, I'm not no angel. I did things in my life But I ain't did nothing like that. You know, I ain't did nothing like that. But you to treat me like that 30 years later. But I guess, you know, they got their way and I got mine. But thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe. Please like. Please turn on your notifications. And please stay tuned for the next video. I'm always putting shorts on here too. So check out my shorts as well. Do not sleep on my shorts. I be doing it. I show you as much as I can. Gotta keep something to yourself. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Till next time. Peace.